When Premiere opens up, you'll see that there is a giant workspace with 4 distinct panels. This panel down here is called the Project panel, and it will hold all of your raw imported media files. The top left panel is called the Source panel. You'll use this panel to view media files from your project panel by double-clicking on the files down here to have them load up here. This bottom right panel is your timeline, and we'll be making a sequence that will go here in just a little bit. Finally, this top right panel is your program monitor. This panel will have everything that's on your timeline in one piece. Now let's go import your audio files. Go up here to File and click Import. Once this window opens up, we're going to go find our audio. Here's our folder. And we're going to select it all. I'm clicking, holding, and dragging up to select all of these. And then I'm going to hit Import. So we see that our audio shows up in the project panel. I've got my 3 pieces. They're all highlighted because they just came in together. If I click off of them, they won't be highlighted anymore. Clicking on just one of them, double-clicking, will load it up here into the source window. In this window, we can make some rough edits. We can use the in and out tool to mark off just kind of big sections of our audio that we can then bring down to our timeline, but we will be doing most of our editing in the timeline. Right now we don't have a timeline in this panel, so we're going to have to create one. Let's click on this panel and then go to File, New, and then click on Sequence. Since we're working with audio for this project, we really don't need to look at too many of these video settings, and we're just going to go with the standard 48K Hertz. One thing we are going to do though is change the sequence name to match our audio file in our project. So I'm going to name it Eddie_EX5 and hit OK. And we can see here that it made a sequence in this timeline window. The sequence is also represented by here. Currently we have nothing on the sequence, so it is 0 seconds long, and we can see that in the program window too. Our entire project is 0 seconds long. On our sequence, we can see that we have V tracks and A tracks. The V tracks are for video. We won't really be using them for this project, but we will be using the audio tracks, A1, A2, and A3. Now, if we want to get our audio onto the timeline, we can either click, hold, and drag this audio only symbol right here in our source window, or drag straight from the project panel. I'm going to go ahead and just click on this and then drag it over here to my timeline. Right now we can see the audio on the track, but we really can't see the waveform. To make editing easier, we're going to do 2 things. I'm going to go to this wrench and then find Expand All Tracks, and that makes it a little bit easier to see my audio. Another thing I can do is I can zoom in and out of my audio using the plus and minus key on my keyboard. So if I move my playhead, this blue line, into the middle of a word, I can now click the plus key to zoom in between the sounds of that word. I can also scroll using this scroll bar to the beginning and end of this audio clip, and I can grab these circles on either side of the scroll bar to zoom out and in as I want. One thing you may notice is that I have 2 waveforms in this one track. That is because this is a stereo track. If you have a mono track, you'll probably only see the one waveform on the bottom.